You're watching the SCAC Player of the Week interviews. It's week 6 of the SCAC fall golf season, and today we're joined by the SCAC Women's Golfer of the Week, Junior Kiona Hsiu of the Trinity University Tigers. And Kiona, congratulations, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Kiona, you and the rest of your Tiger teammates close out the fall portion of the 2022-23 schedule in style with a couple of really strong performances, winning the Alamo Classic a couple weekends ago and then putting in a top 10 finish this last weekend at the D3 preview down in Sandestin, Florida. Just your thoughts on the way this team has taken shape through the course of this fall portion of this schedule. What impressed you the most and really gives you confidence about this group as we look ahead to the spring portion of the schedule next year?
Yeah, I'm really proud of the way that we performed. I think that as a team, we're all really proud. Starting off with the Alamo Classic, that was a big one for us because, of course, that's our home tournament. So we really wanted and kind of needed that win. And finding out that we won that day, we were all super excited. That definitely gave us a lot of confidence going into Florida. It was a great tournament. We really loved it. And getting a top 10 finish there, we were actually down a regular top 5 player. She was injured, so being still able to pull it together and shoot good scores out there was something that we were really proud of and really excited about.
Individually, Kiona, you finished 21st at the D3 preview this past week, posting 3 straight rounds of 76, really taking advantage of the par 5s in that final round with a couple of birdies on your scorecard. Just your thoughts on kind of where your game is taking shape right now, what form you're in, and the confidence you have following this successful fall season.
Yeah, I was overall pretty happy with how I played. I don't think my 3 days were the best performances I've ever had, so that was a little bit disappointing towards the end of each round, but looking back, I'm happy with it. I was struggling with my putting a little bit at the Alamo Classic, and so I was missing a lot of short ones, so going into Florida, I was a little nervous about that in particular. I think overall, my putting was definitely a lot improved compared to the Alamo Classic in Florida, and so I was overall happy with being able to keep it together all 3 days, especially the last day. The weather got pretty tough. It was windy. It was in the 50s. But I felt like I kept it together decently well. So I was overall happy with that.
Kiona, I'm interested now in your junior season. The golf schedule is unique in terms of you get excited, you have this ramp up for the fall portion of the season, and now you and your Tiger teammates off from competition until March. What have you learned over your freshman and sophomore year that will help you in kind of this off time between now and March? What will be key for this group to kind of continue to, keep its focus, but also enjoy the off portion of the schedule as well, if that makes sense? How do you kind of navigate connecting from the fall to the spring?
Honestly, as long of a break as it is, I feel like it's very much a needed break for at least me, and I'm sure for the rest of my teammates as well. We're all a little bit tired. We're kind of happy to just go back to being regular students again for this next couple months. But of course, we're still going to have captain's practice, nothing as rigorous as when we're in season, but definitely we'll still be keeping up with our games and trying to kind of refine what might not have gone so well in this past season. But I feel like this fall season, as short as it went really well for us. So it was definitely a good confidence booster to have 3 solid tournaments in the fall going into the spring. And we're all excited to get back into it. But for now, we're taking our much needed breaks.
Finally wrapping things up, Kiona, let's have a little fun. I'm interested, every time you go out for a round, obviously the clubs are in the bag, but what are a few things that you always make sure you have to have it in your bag that gives you confidence, whether it's snacks, a certain amount of balls, tees, tee markers? What are those things that you always are double and triple checking to make sure, okay, these are secured in my bag before I head out for a competitive round?
Yeah, so I always like to start with 3 brand new golf balls, and I'll mark them with pink dots when I get on the putting green. So when I'm warming up, basically, those are pretty much what I always have. And then the thing that I double check for is also my rangefinder, because when I was a little bit younger, I remember being at a tournament, and I think I left my rangefinder clipped to my bag while I was warming up, and I left. And then my rangefinder was either stolen or disappeared. I don't know what happened, but I had to start that round without a rangefinder. And I remember it was just not a good day. It was kind of a disaster. It was really stressing me out. So that's something that I always check for now, just because that memory is burned into my head.
A native of Missouri, Texas, in this week's SCAC Women's Golfer of the Week, junior Kiona Hsiu of the Trinity University Tigers. Kiona, again, congratulations on your honor and best of luck as you continue to move forward throughout your junior season.
Thank you so much.